Hi everyone, welcome to the third and final online session. I hope you've been enjoying all the in-person and online sessions over the past 6 weeks. I've been really enjoying working with you all. Today we're going to follow the same format as we would normally do, so starting with some grounding and some breath work, then moving on to doing some abdominal massage, some MFR ball work, and then some rehab exercises. And those rehab exercises I would have given you those new ones last week, so you should be familiar with those, and this is the opportunity for you to do them with me. And then we'll finish with some grounding at the end. So in terms of equipment, very similar to what we've been using before. We've got this ball. Anything, even if you haven't got a ball, you can use a cushion, anything that kind of puts a little bit of pressure into the abdominal cavity. A heat bag or a hot water bottle, a myofascial ball or trigger point ball, whatever you want to call it, or a tennis ball, a wobble cushion, but again you can use a cushion like a normal cushion, or anything that provides that kind of instability and challenges the body. That'll be fun. So let's get going. So next we're going to do some breath work. For this session you'll just need a mat and maybe a cushion or pillow just to put under your head so you're nice and comfortable. And you also need a heat bag like I've got here, or a hot water bottle, but obviously like we said before, hot water bottle, just be careful you don't put it directly onto your skin because you don't want to burn yourself. So next, just if you want to lie down onto your back, just make sure you're as comfortable as possible. You might want to lie with your legs straight, or you might want to lie with your legs bent, whatever's comfortable for you. I quite like doing my legs straight. So first of all, what I want you to do is just bring an awareness to your breath. Notice what it feels like when you take a deep breath, when you inhale, and notice what it feels like when you exhale. Do you feel any tension in your body? Is there any pain? Then I want you to put your hands, one on your chest, and one on your tummy. Again, this helps us get an awareness of where some restrictions are, where our breathing is going. You might find that your top hand, you can feel your hand breathing into your body. You might feel your tummy going up and down. Just notice what it's doing. Take the time to do that. Sometimes we don't get the chance to have a moment for ourselves, so it's important to have these 5-10 minutes just to ground ourselves, appreciate the things we have around us, give ourselves some space. Start by moving your hands just around the side of your rib cage. Take a deep breath. Can you feel, as you take a deep breath, can you feel your rib cage expanding into your hands? If you can't, try and make it do it. See if you can take a deep breath and feel your rib cage into your hands. If you sometimes doing a little bit of like proprioceptive tapping can help a little bit, just to encourage your muscles to expand into the right areas. You might want to try putting your hand behind your back as well, and maybe on the front. Is your rib cage expanding into the back and expanding into the front?
Next, what I want you to do is I want you to find your scar with your fingertips, and put your fingertips along the length of your scar like I'm doing, just along like that, and then just go slightly above it. If that's uncomfortable, maybe your scar is quite new, or maybe it's a bit tender, you can always just raise it up a little bit into your abdomen a little bit more. Do whatever feels comfortable and doesn't cause any pain. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. And just breathe into your hands. Can you feel any pain, any restrictions? Does it feel tight anywhere? And not just around your scar, but can you feel any tightness? Maybe in your chest, in your rib cage, in your back, in your hip flexors. What can you feel? Next, what I want you to do is to get your heat bag and place it on your tummy. If it's a bag, you might want to put it straight onto your tummy like that. But again, hot water bottle over the clothes. And this really just helps to soften all the tissues, all that fascia, adhesions. It's also giving some loving kindness to your tummy. We have to remember that our tummy has done so much for us. It's grown a baby. It's birthed a baby. Now it heals. It's healing. And sometimes that healing can take a short time, but sometimes it can take a while, years. But we can feel grateful for what it's been through, what it's done for us. Just sit with that heat. Notice where you feel it on your tummy. Does it feel uneven? Do you feel it on one side more than the other? Does it feel good? Does it feel comforting?
So now we're going to move on to doing some scar and abdominal massage. We're going to do some of the techniques we did last week. What I want to do is really try and build on what we're learning each week and then add a kind of a new thing to do. And there's going to be, in this session, there'll be 3 different techniques we're doing. In terms of equipment, you'll just need that small ball. So let's get started. So first of all, just lie onto your mat.
And just make sure your abdomen is showing. And first of all, we're going to do the fingers just above your skull. And what we're trying to do is we're just trying to affect change in that fascia. So we're trying to sink right down to that fascia. It's not just a tap, tap, tap. It's a really making contact with your skin and on the deeper layers of the skin. So let's start with doing that. So you can use 2 fingers or 3 fingers, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to start this side. And just above your skull, just make that connection with your skin and feel how your fingertips are sinking into your abdomen and through all the different layers of the skin and into the fascia. And then just hold it there. So I can feel my fingertips, I can feel myself going deeper and deeper. What we're trying to do is really affect those adhesions and clear the scar tissue, trying to get them to kind of behave better. Moving along. Just make sure you're doing some nice deep breaths with it. That can really help with the release. Take it as slowly as possible. There's no need to rush this. Go all the way through that length. You might find you can feel some knobbly bits, and that tends to be kind of stuck fascia, adhesion, scar tissue. And just by just putting pressure on them, it just really helps to kind of change their formation, softens them. And come back the other way. Remember, no need to rush. Fascia releases very slowly, it's quite lazy, so we have to be patient with it, allow it to release in its own time, and sometimes that can take a long time. I'm probably going a little bit faster than I would normally, so if you want to slow it down, you're welcome. You might start to hear your tummy rumbling like mine. There we go. Then we're going to get this ball. Now last time we did the circles kind of with our fingers. This time we're going to do a ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, again, similar to what we were doing, we're just going to push the ball into our tummies. And then we're just going to move it in a circle. Again, just trying to affect change. Help the fascia release, help the adhesions. Doing some nice breath work. And moving along. Again, there's no need to do this quickly. Some places might feel a bit weird. You've got to think there's all lots of different organs around this area. Lots of things happening, digestion. Just take it to the other side. You can take the ball wherever you want, wherever, you know, maybe you're aware of some places where you feel the restrictions. You know, from my experience, a lot of women feel tightness on their right side, all the way down here and into that kind of pelvis around here. So you might find there's some more like adhesions there. So you might want to, you know, focus your attention of the ball around that area. And moving up towards the diaphragm, this can be quite tender around here, as it is mine. And then just finishing off here. So from there, we're going to do a movement called the protect and stretch. So your scar's here, and what we want to do, and I know some of you may have quite an older scar, so it may not be as relevant, but sometimes it feels a bit weird if we start stretching like that. Sometimes people can feel a bit kind of grossed out, so that they might kind of pull that scar. So we use a movement called the protect and stretch, and what we do with that is, what I want you to do is put your hand over your belly button, or even further south if you need to. Push in towards the mat, and then push down towards your feet. Okay, so let's do that again. In, and then down. Okay, and then with that, with the other arm, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to stretch out. So at this point, your back should be arched. Can you see my back arching off the mat? And I just want you to hold that stretch. Hold it for about 10, 20 seconds, as long as you're comfortable. And come back. Okay? And when you start, your back should be nice and flat on the mat. Okay? And then take a deep breath. So make sure you're putting it in. So push down and away. And again, push down and away. Take a deep breath. Boom. And again, this one, so making sure your back is nice and rounded and flat onto the mat. Take a deep breath, making sure you're pushing down and down towards your feet. Holding it there as long as you're comfortable. Okay. Now I've got a pillow, but you might find you have more of a stretch if you take that pillow away. Okay. So take a deep breath. Lovely. And that's the end of the scar work. So next up is some myofascial ball work. This might be something you're familiar with. It might be something that you've never heard of before, but that's fine. The idea is to use kind of balls. They can be big balls like this, or you can use kind of small balls like this. It doesn't really matter. But for this one, this exercise, we're going to do a kind of use a Pilates ball, which is slightly softer, so it's not too harsh on our tummies. And the idea with myofascial ball work is that we apply pressure to certain parts of our body, and that helps to release any fascial restrictions, adhesions, scar tissue and everything. It's a really great way of releasing any pain or anything. If you've done it before, it's fantastic. We're going to do 3 sets of exercise with this ball today, and we're going to be lying on top of it. You just need a ball that's kind of like, you just make sure it's slightly inflated, like I said, otherwise it will get a bit painful into your tummy. And I'll talk you through them. So first of all, what we're going to do, I want you to lie onto your tummy. And I want you to place the ball, it's going to be just below your diaphragm. So your diaphragm, if you're not sure where your diaphragm is, like here, just under your rib cage, okay? So you're going to put the ball in this area here, We're going to put it like that, and then we're going to lie onto it. Okay. Now, just go into it gently. Okay. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths. How did that feel? Now, if you're still comfortable, what I want you to do is I want you to move over here. You take a deep breath, you look behind, come to middle, inhale, and then look over your shoulder to the right. Take a deep breath, come back to the middle, inhale. Take a deep breath, look over your shoulder, and come back to the middle, inhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, now the next move, just make sure this is not too intense for you. If it's not, go back to the first one or the second, whatever you're more comfortable with. What I want you to do is I want you to place your head on your hands, and again I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Okay. Just relax those shoulders down. And there we go. How did you find that? Did you feel there was any pain? Any restrictions in the area? That I know that when I was doing it, I could really feel kind of pain, kind of almost going down into my kind of pubic area, but also up here a little bit. How did you feel? Hi everyone. Moving on to the rehab exercises. These would have been the exercises I gave you kind of last week. They follow the same format as we've been doing in previous weeks. So we've got mobilisations, we've got stretching, we've got strengthening, and finishing with proprioception. So the first one we're going to do is something called thread the needle, which you may be aware of. So what we do is we get into all fours like this. Put arms down there, so just making sure our shoulders are nice and aligned. And I want you to bring up your left arm like this. And I want you to thread your hand to the other side. Okay, and then we're going to come back up again. We're going to do 10 of these, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All good. Now do the other side. So bring arm up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How did you get on with that? Now you can go on and do another set if you want, and we'll go on to the next one now. So this is just a trunk rotation
So we're bringing your knees to the side and the opposite arm out. And I tend to look the same way as my arm, but you do what's comfortable for you and just relax into that stretch. Taking some deep breaths. Feel your body kind of sinking deeper into that stretch with each breath that you take. And then opposite side. So this side, I know I'm much tighter around here because my knees can't touch and I can really feel it. But it feels good. So again, take some deep breaths. Lovely. So the next one we're going to do is bird dog. You may or may not have heard it. So you're going into all fours. And this is a really strengthening one for your kind of tummy muscles and everything. So we start in all fours like this. And then I want you to bring your right arm up and then your left leg up. And we just hold 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we bring down. And again, other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you suck your tummy in, engage those tummy muscles. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think I lost my balance then. Again, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you getting on? Can you feel if there's one side that's a bit harder to do? I can. You may have noticed where I'm wobbling. Lovely. How did you find that? So the next exercise we're going to do is going to be a really familiar one for you. We're going to still do that balancing on one leg. The way we're going to progress it this time, so the first time we did it with just balancing on one leg. The second time we introduced a wobble cushion or a normal cushion to provide that instability. We're still going to do both of those, but this time we're going to do it try and do it with our eyes closed. Now, I know I'm not very good at this, but it's a really good way of, again, challenging that body, challenging the muscles to work harder. And it's a great overall kind of strengthening exercises. Now, if you need to hold on to something, like I'm going to hold on to something here. I know you can't see my body, but I promise you that I am keeping my eyes closed. So, one leg on. Try and find the balance. And if you can, do it with your eyes closed. Like me, I can't do it for very long, but it's a bit of fun. How are you getting on? Now just do it for as long as you can do. I've put 30 seconds down, I think, for you to do, but just do what you can. If you have to keep hopping back on it, that's fine as well. It's a bit of fun. Okay, let's try the other leg. Remember to keep those eyes closed. thought my right leg would be stronger. Right, now once you've got, what I do is I open my eyes at the beginning, and then when I feel like I'm getting a bit more confident, if I'm getting confident, I close my eyes. It's okay if you have to keep coming off, that's fine. And wobbling is good as well. And there we go. How did you get on? So this is bringing our third and final session to a close. I want to take the opportunity to really thank you all for participating in the research project. It's been an incredible experience for me and been so lovely getting to know you all. I really hope it's helped, and I know you've been filling in questionnaires for the past 12 weeks. Thank you so much for doing that. I won't be sending them to you weekly now. I'll just send you one more in 4 weeks' time. And that's to see if there's any long-term changes as well. So we're kind of like covering all bases. Okay then, so let's finish with a poem. As usual, please find a comfortable spot, and I'll start reading the poem out to you. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. That was called Walk Slowly by Dana Folds. Thanks everyone, take care.